have already answers. Okay. Okay, prove that the answers are correct. Okay, so for example, letter A. So how are you going to solve for letter A? So remember, we are this one, no? The exponential and logarithmic. Okay. So ang formula natin ito, no? The integral of a to the u du is equal to a to the u ln of a plus c. Provided du is an exact differential of the exponent of a. Okay, how are you going to solve this? Letter A. Following the rule, no? That check mo na. Sala talaga ito. So ano? In-inform sa admin. Diba? So ano? Dapat doon sa admin. Okay, the integral of 3 to the 2x dx. Okay, the constant here is 3. And a here is 3. Okay? And u here is 2x. Okay, so we need to define the differential of 2x. So it should be 2dx, right? But the given is only dx. So in the absence of 2, we put 2 and we balance that by 1/2 behind. Okay? Such that this integral of 3 to the 2x dx transforms into 1/2 times the integral of 3 to the 2x times 2 dx. Okay? Now 2 dx is already an exact differential of 2x. So therefore, applying now the formula, so 1/2, we copy 1/2 because that needs to be introduced. So that is 1/2 3 to the 2x over ln of 3. Okay? So that is why the final answer should be 3 to the 2x over 2 ln of 3 plus c. Okay? You need to simplify this further. It should be 3 to the 2x all over 2 ln of 3. Okay? Plus c. Okay? Or pwede ring 3 to the 2x all over ln of 9. Okay? Because 2 will go up as an exponent to 3. Okay? So ln of 3 squared. And 3 squared is 9. So the final answer here should be 3 to the 2x all over 2 ln of 3 plus c, or 3 to the 2x over ln of 9 plus c. Okay, any questions? Okay, question? May problema ba dito sa letter A kung bakit? Ito, you are going to place this here, no? It should be 3 to the 2x all over 2 ln of 3 plus c. Okay, what about yung letter B? Is this correct? How is it possible that this is the answer to this? No? The integral of e to the 1 over x all over x squared. Okay, what is the differential of 1 over x?
Negative 1 over x squared. Dx. Negative.
What is the differential of negative of 1 over x?
Negative 1 over x squared dx
Negative 1.
over x squared dx.
And then, sige, kung yun ang differential, then solve. Okay, everybody solve letter B. Oh, na-solve na?
Yes, sir.
Oh, try. Bakit negative e raised to the 1 over x?
Applying po, sir,
Magiging po sir na ano, negative ay the integral po sir ng e raised to u is equal to e raised to u lang naman po sir. Tapos ang may negative po sa labas kaya magiging negative e raised to u. Tapos ang value po ng u is 1 over x di magiging negative e raised to 1 over x plus c.
How about the others? Did you get it?
Yes,
po,
sir.
sir.
Okay, can you give me the step-by-step procedure to solve for letter B? Okay, after the given, what should be the next step? What is
Use,
next?
use substitution po, sir.
Ilagay nyo na, i-integrate nyo na, ilagay na sa yung negative, ilagay na in everything. Okay. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I placed negative behind. Okay? Because negative 1, okay, balances the negative in the dx over x squared. Okay? So naglagay ako ng negative sa may dx, naglagay din ako ng negative behind the sign. Okay? Now, since it is already an exact differential, yung negative dx over x squared is an exact differential of 1 over x. Kuha? So therefore, if it is already exact, then we apply the formula. Okay? So I copied the negative sign. Then I copied the given, that is e to the 1 over x divided by the natural log of e, which is the constant a. Correct? Ln of e. But ln of e is equal to 1. Okay? So dividing negative e to the 1 over x by 1 simply equal to negative e to the 1 over x. Okay? So that's why the final answer is negative e to the 1 over x plus c. Okay? Nakuha ba? Paano?
Opo.
So that's why this is correct, no? Itong answer dito. Negative e to the 1 over x plus c. But take note, no? I want to emphasize that ayoko nang sa final, pag nag-exam tayo, ayoko nang slash, no? That's why nung nakita nyo yung sinolve ko, it is horizontal bar. 1 over. Horizontal siya, no? Hindi slash. Okay? So, e raised to the 1 over x. Yung over ninyo, yung straight horizontal line. Okay, letter C. The integral of e to the x plus 1 closed quantity raised to the third times e to the x dx. No more, not so many solutions here, not so many steps, I mean. If you try to analyze, you take the differential of the terms inside. What is the differential of e to the x plus 1?
E to the x, dx.
Dx. No, always have dx kasi pag sinabi niyong e to the x, you are only referring to derivative. No? So when I ask for differential, laging my dx. Okay? Okay, that's correct. That is e to the x dx. So as you can see from the given, it's already exact differential. Right? Kasi nandiyan na yung e to the x dx. So when it is already exact, all you need to do is simply increase the original exponent. Okay? And then divide by the resulting exponent. Okay? And that's why, yun na yung answer, no? You can even solve that mentally. Okay? Once you determine the exact differential, and the exact differential is e to the x dx, and e to the x dx is there exactly. So all you need to do is simply increase the original exponent by 1 and divide by the resulting exponent. So we increase the exponent by 1, so that is closed quantity e to the x plus 1 raised to the 4 all over 4 plus c. Okay? Now, another expression of the final answer is 1/4, okay? 1/4 times closed quantity e to the x plus 1 raised to the 4th. Okay? If you do not want your answer to have a denominator, then make use of the fraction 1/4 in front. Okay? As the coefficient. Okay? So 1/4 times closed quantity e to the x plus 1 raised to the 4th plus c. But you have to take a caution, no? In putting e to the x plus 1 raised to the 4th. It has to be written at the middle of the bar. Okay? Kasi pag binaba nyo yon, it can be misrepresented as 1 over 4 times e to the x plus 1 raised to the 4th. Nakuha ba yung ibig kong sabihin? I'm going to explain, no? Okay. Ito yung sinasabi ko. Okay? Na yung pagkakasulat nyo, this one, no? Okay. It should be halfway na nito, no? Halfway nung horizontal bar. And not this one, no? Na yung ito, yung e to the x plus 1 raised to the fourth, ay ka-level ng 4. Iba yon. Okay? And hindi rin ganito dapat. And that's why I am discouraging you to use the slash. Okay? Ayoko nang gumagamit kayo ng slash. Gusto ko horizontal bar. Horizontal line. No? Kasi kapag ganito yung ginamit nyo, I'm going to interpret that as yung e to the x plus 1 raised to the fourth ay nasa baba ng 4, no? Ka-level siya ng 4, and that is already different, no? Magiging 1 over 4 times. So, do you know what I mean, di ba? So, I always emphasize that ayoko nang gumagamit ng slash. Always use this, no? Okay? Kasi itong dalawang to, it's already different, no? Magkaiba na yan. Okay? So, clear tayo dyan, ha? Okay. How are you going to solve letter D? Okay, pakisolve nga and tell me if this is really the answer. Okay? May nakat dito, may plus. It should be plus C, no? May plus C pa dito. Okay? So will you try to solve letter D kung bakit naging x minus ln of e to the x plus 1 plus C? Okay, everybody solve. Tingnan ko kung paano nyo ginawa. Na? Okay, is this class A and B na to? A and B na ba kayo? O may nakakuha ba o wala pa? Mahirap? O, anong gagawin mo, Adeline? Adeline Joy? Adeline, are you there? What will you do? Okay, Alessandro?
Wala pa po. Sir.
Alwin?
Opo, sir.
Anong gagawin mo?
Um, sa expression po, sir, is mag-add ka po sa numerator ng e to the x minus e to the x, which kung titingnan po sa equation is hindi naman po nagbago kasi pwede po siyang i-cancel out. Igagamitin lang po natin siya to simplify things. So, magiging the integral of e to the x plus 1 over e to the x plus 1 minus e to the x over e to the x plus 1. After that, sir, i-integrate mo siya ng magkahiwalay yung dalawang fraction. So, e to the x, simplify the fraction e to the x plus 1 over e to the x plus 1 is just 1. So, the integral of 1 dx. Then, minus the integral of ex over ex plus 1 dx. So, in the second fraction, I use u substitution. So, u is equals to e to the x plus 1. Then, du is equals to e to the x dx. And then, next, integrate 1 dx will be equal to x. Then, minus, substitute the du for e to the x dx. And then, substitute u to e to the x plus 1. So, minus the integral of du over u. And then, the final answer will be x minus the natural log of the absolute value e to the x plus 1 plus c.
Okay, I cannot follow your solution, no, but the solution there is simply divide. Okay, you divide kasi yung given, di ba, dx, the integral of dx all over e to the x plus 1. Okay, so going back to division of polynomials, so i-divide nyo 1 divided by 1 plus e to the x. Okay? Anong quotient? Pag dinivide niyo yung 1 divided by 1 plus e to the x. Okay? So pag nag-divide kayo, long division, 1 divided by, i-reverse niyo yung position, no? Ng 1 tsaka e to the x. So magiging 1 divided by 1 plus e to the x. So 1 divided by 1 is 1, di ba? So 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times e to the x is e to the x. So isubtract nyo nga ngayon. So magkakaroon kayo ng remainder na negative e to the x. Okay? So the quotient is 1 remainder negative e to the x. But the remainder can be expressed as a fraction. Diba? So that is 1 divided, 1 minus e to the x all over e to the x plus 1. Nakuha nyo o hindi? Hmm? Kailangan ko pa bang ipakita sa inyo? Ha? Kailangan ko ipakita yes or no? Ha? Kailangan? Yung pag-divide? O alam nyo ng lahat? Kailangan ko bang ipakita? O ito, no? Pakita ko ulit sa inyo. Ha? Okay, this is the... Ito yung dinivide ko, no? 1 divided by 1 plus e to the x. Okay? So magkakaroon ang quotient is 1, tapos may remainder siyang negative e to the x. Nakikita nyo? Hindi.
Nakikita po.
Okay. So nakuha nyo kung bakit naging ganun yung quotient. Ang quotient is 1, remainder, negative e to the x. But the quotient can be expressed in the form of a fraction, yung remainder. So that's why yung binilugan ko dyan, yan yung i-integrate nyo. Okay? So yan ang binilugan ko, ito na yon, yung sa taas. And the given is transformed into this one. Okay? So we can now integrate individually. Okay? So the integral of dx is x. Correct? Now, we are going to integrate yung minus e to the x dx all over 1 plus e to the x. Okay? So that is in rational form. So i-check natin kung yung numerator is an exact differential, no? So what is the differential of the denominator?
E raised to x dx po.
E to the x dx.
Dx.
Is it exact or not?
Exact po.
Exact, di ba? So kapag exact, we can now apply the formula, no? It is simply equal to what? The natural logarithm of the denominator. Okay? So the final answer is x minus natural log of e to the x plus 1 plus c. Okay? Simple lang yung process. Simply divide. Okay? Divide, express the remainder. If there is a remainder, express that as a fraction. Okay? So that the quotient that results is the one to be integrated. Okay? So integrate nyo na yung quotient. So nagkataon, ito na yung quotient at ito yung remainder. So we now integrate one at a time. Okay? By distributing dx to each of the terms inside the parentheses. Okay? So the integral of dx is x minus, okay? Kasi may negative dyan eh. So ilabas nyo na yun. Parang integrate nyo is a positive, no? Minus the integral of e to the x dx all over e to the x plus 1. So check the differential of the denominator. The differential of e to the x plus 1 is e to the x dx. At yung numerator natin ay exact, e to the x dx. So we have nothing to add or introduce. Okay? So it is an exact differential. So apply the natural log of the denominator. ln of e to the x plus 1 plus c. So the final answer is x minus ln of the closed quantity e to the x plus 1 plus c. Okay? Any question? Okay. O, i-try nyo nga itong letter E. E raised to the 1 over x squared all over x cubed dx. I think letter E is similar to letter B. Kung paano natin sinolve yung letter B, most probably ganun din yung solution sa letter E.
Pinabayaan kasi ni Natal eh. At least baka dito ma-realize natin. Baka ng silent idea eh. Baka baka ma-realize.
Nakukuha nyo ba yung mga dinidiscuss natin? Baka mamaya salita ako ng salita dito, wala nang pala kayong natututunan. Ha? Kung paano natin sinolve yung letter B, ganun din yung gagawin nyo sa letter E. No? So you check first the differential ng exponent ng E. Yun munang una nyong gawin. No? And then, compare that with the given. Pag nakuha nyo yung differential, tingnan nyo, parehas ba to nung nasa given? Pag hindi, then maybe you can introduce a constant. If it's not the exact, introduce a constant, then balance that by its reciprocal behind the integral sign. O ano, nakuha? Hindi.
Nakuha po, sir.
Okay, very good. What about the others?
Nakuha na po.
Nakuha.
Okay po, sir.
Bakit puro lalaki lang yung sumasagot? Yung mga babae, parang walang nakakakuha. Ha? Yung mga babae, wala akong naririnig na reaction. Okay, so we check first the differential of 1 over x squared. Okay? Now 1 over x squared actually is x raised to the negative 2. Okay? So the differential of x to the negative 2 is negative 2 x to the negative 3. Okay? Or that is negative 2 over x cubed dx. Di ba? So negative 2 over x cubed times dx. Pero meron lang tayo dito dx over x cubed. So wala tayong negative 2. Yun yung missing. Correct? So if we are going to rewrite this, okay, it should be negative 1/2 times the integral of e raised to the 1 over x squared over x cubed times negative 2 dx. Okay? In other words, we are going to introduce negative 2 dun sa given, lalagyan natin sa katabi ni dx, lalagyan natin ng negative 2. Okay? Tapos yung negative 2 na i-introduce natin is ibabalance natin ng negative 1/2 behind the integral sign. Okay? Bakit kailangan nating lagyan ng negative 2 katabi ni dx? Because yung negative 2 over x cubed times dx is the exact differential of the exponent of e, which is 1 over x squared. Okay? So having introduced negative 2 and negative 1/2, and that is already exact differential, so the final answer is negative 1/2 e raised to the 1 over x squared plus c. O, ganun lang yung gagawin nyo. Nakuha nyo ba? Ang gagawin nyo,
Opo, sir.
yung gagawin nyo lang is negative 2 tsaka negative 1/2. Yun lang naman ang introduce ninyo. Everything else is complete, balanced, exact differential. So, i-apply na natin yung formula na the integral of e to the x dx is equal to e to the x plus c. Okay? Kukopyahin lang natin yung given na may e. Okay? So, negative 1/2 times e raised to the 1 over x squared plus c. Okay, what about letter F? The integral of e to the negative x squared plus 2 times x dx. Anong gagawin natin dyan?
Differentiate, sir, si exponent.
Take the differential of the exponent of e. Okay? Ang exponent ng e dyan, dalawang term, di ba? Negative x squared plus 2. So, kunin natin yung differential niyan. What is the differential of negative x squared plus 2?
Negative 2x
Negative
dx.
2x po.
Yes, negative 2x dx. But what is in the given?
X dx lang po.
So, what is lacking or missing?
Negative
Negative
2 po.
Negative 1/2.
Wala tayong 1/2 dyan. What is missing? Yung I'm asking, what is
Negative 2
lacking?
po.
Yes,
Negative 2.
Negative 2 po.
Yes, negative 2 yung nawawala. So, lalagyan natin ng negative 2 sa x dx para ang expression na niya is negative 2x dx. Tapos yung negative 2, lagyan natin ng negative 1/2 behind the integral sign so that everything now is exact. Okay? So everything now is exact. Apply the formula. So we copy the negative 1/2 and then we copy yung e na may exponent. Okay? So the final answer is negative 1/2 e raised to the negative x squared plus 2 plus the constant of integration. Okay, any questions from A to F?
Wala na po, sir.
Okay, so nakuha nyo ha? Okay. Yung letter G. What are you going to do with letter G?
Expand po, sir.
Yes, expand, no? So you need to expand. After expanding, integrate one at a time. Okay, give me the expansion.
E. Hello po, sir.
Sir.
Mm-hmm.
Ano po, sir? E raised to 2x plus 2x plus 1 po.
Please repeat.
E raised to 2x plus 2 e raised to x plus 1 po, dx.
Okay. Okay, that's correct. Wala mo lang dx kasi pina-expand ko lang yung ano, no?
Okay po,
Okay,
sir.
so when we square that, that is e to the 2x plus 2e to the x plus 1. Okay? Then closed quantity dx. Okay? So integrate na natin yung isa-isa. Integrate nyo yung e to the 2x dx. Integrate nyo yung 2e to the x dx. And then integrate dx. Kasi 1 times dx is dx. Okay? So integrate now e to the 2x dx. How are you going to integrate that?
Use substitution po, sir.
Okay, pwedeng substitution. Pero kung sometimes, pag pwede nyo ng mental or oral, wag nyo nang i-substitute, no? So you simply take a look at the exponent. So, ang exponent baga ng e, 2x, di ba? So, anong differential ni 2x?
2dx.
2 po. Ay, 2 po.
Okay, 2dx. Pero meron lang tayong dx, di ba? So, we introduce 2, introduce also 1/2 behind. So, it's already exact. So, 1/2 e to the 2x. Okay? O yung middle term, 2e to the x dx. O anong integral nun? So the integral of
2e
2,
to the x po.
yes, 2e to the x. And the integral of dx? X. So finalizing the answer, so that is 1/2 e to the 2x plus 2e to the x plus x plus c.
Po, sir.
Hmm? O power rule. O sige, paano mo gagawin yung power rule?
Integrate lang po, sir, nung magkahiwalay.
Okay. So how are you going to integrate one at a time?
Eh. Ayan. Ano po, una po, sir, iniwalay ko po muna, sir, yung yung e raised to x minus x raised to e. So, ang ginawa ko po, sir, the integral of e raised to x dx minus the integral of x raised to e dx. So, since po, ang integral po ng e raised to x is e raised to x din po, bale, i-integrate ko na po na e raised to x. So, yung x raised to e po, sir, ginamitan po, sir, ng power rule po. Since e po,
Okay.
sir, is constant po siya.
Okay.
So, ang integration na po niya is negative x raised to e plus 1 all over e plus 1. Tapos, ang final answer na po is e raised to x minus 1 over e plus 1 x times x raised to e plus 1 plus c.
Okay, that is correct. So you simply integrate individually. So that is the integral of e to the x dx minus the integral of x to the e dx. Okay? So transform into two integrals. Okay? So yung integral of e to the x dx is already exact. So that is e to the x. Okay? So you need not introduce anything or any constant there. Now, yung integral ng x to the e dx, considering e is a constant, then you simply add 1. Okay? You simply add 1 kasi yung x per se is already exact differential of dx. Yung dx is an exact differential of x. So all you need to do is simply add 1 to e. No? So that is minus x raised to the e plus 1 all over e plus 1 plus c. Okay? So that is the final answer. Okay, anong letter na ba tayo? Letter I?
Yes, sir.
Ha?
Opo, sir.
Opo, sir.
Okay, letter I. So we check with the differential of the denominator. No? So what's the differential of e to the 2x plus 3?
2e
to the 2x
raised to
dx.
dx.
Okay, 2e to the 2x dx. Okay? But we only have e to the 2x dx. So what is lacking?
2.
Yes, only 2 is missing. So we introduce 2, and then we introduce also 1/2. So that is already exact. So we apply the formula. So we copy the 1/2, yung inintroduce natin. So 1/2 times the natural log of the denominator plus c. Okay? So 1/2 ln of e to the 2x plus 3 plus c. Okay? Okay, letter J. Ay, letter J kasi is ano to? No? Please leave this. Kasi this involves inverse trigo, no? So, yung letter K na lang, except wag na yung L, yung K na lang, yung K. How are you going to solve for yung letter K? Okay. Nakuha na yung letter K kung bakit ganun yung answer. Now, the answer, pwede nyong isimplify yan. Dapat yan, 5 raised to the x to the 4th plus 1 all over 4 ln of 5 plus c. Or, that is 5 raised to the x to the 4th plus 1 all over natural log of 5 raised to the 4th plus c. Pwede nyo rin gawin yun. Okay? Okay, so what did you do sa letter K? So that is an exponential function, di ba? So we check the differential of the exponent of the constant. Okay? So the constant is 5. So what is the differential of x to the 4th plus 1?
4x
4x cubed dx.
dx.
Yes, 4x cubed dx. But what is in the given?
x cubed.
Yes, x cubed dx. So there is missing number. So what's the missing part?
4.
4.
4.
Yes, 4 yung nawawala. So introduce 4, introduce also 1/4. Okay? So everything now is exact. So apply the formula. So that is 1/4 times, okay, you copy the given, yung may constant, copy that, the original, no? Then divide by the natural log of the constant. Okay? So we have 1/4 times 5 raised to the x to the 4th plus 1 over ln of 5 plus c. Okay? So itong answer dito, simplify this further, ilagay nyo to dito sa numerator, tanggalin nyo na yung 1 at ilagay nyo to, no? So bale, 5 raised to the x to the 4th plus 1 all over 4 ln of 5. Okay? Kung baga, itong 5 raised to the x to the 4th plus 1, ilagay nyo as numerator. Okay? Siya na yung numerator, then yung denominator, the same. Itong 4 ln of 5. Okay? Plus c. Okay, any questions? Okay, going back to the formulas of the derivatives of trigonometric. So, ito yon sa left, no? Itong inverse, later on na lang. Okay, but at least I have already showed these inverse trigo formulas for integration. No? So, dito tayo nag-focus itong basic trigonometric functions, no? The integration or the antiderivatives of basic trigonometric functions. Ito rin yung kanyang basic pagdating sa inverse. Itong nasa right side, ito yung mga formulas. Okay? Okay, so let's go back to the formula. The integral of sine x dx, provided dx is an exact differential of the angle x. Okay? So if dx is already an exact differential of the angle x, then the integral of sine x dx is negative cosine x plus c. Similarly, the integral of cosine x dx, provided that dx is an exact differential of the angle x, The answer to the integral of cosine x dx is positive sine x plus c. Okay? Now, the integral of secant squared x dx is equal to tangent x plus c. Now, why is this so? Because if we do the reverse, that means if we take the derivative of the tangent is secant squared. Okay? So that's why the integral of secant squared x dx is tangent x plus c. And the integral of tangent x secant x dx, provided that dx is an exact differential of the angles x. Okay? So the integral of tangent x secant x dx is equal to secant x plus c. Okay? And the integral of cosecant squared x dx is equal to negative cotangent x plus c. And the integral of cotangent x cosecant x dx is negative cosecant x plus c. Okay, so dito lang muna tayo mag-focus because the inverse later na yon, no? Kasi masyadong mahaba kasi yung sa trigonometry. Okay? Okay, by the way, no, I'd like to emphasize this, that the pronunciation of secant is secant and not secant, as you have been taught in high schools. Okay? It's not secant, but secant. That's the correct pronunciation. And that's why you can hear me pronouncing secant and not secant. Okay? So these are the formulas, okay, including the secant, cosecant, cotangent, tangent. Okay? Okay, let's try this, number 15. The integral of sine squared x cosine x dx. Okay? Now, sine squared x, okay, if we are going to rewrite that, okay, in a manner that we are trained or we are taught, it is actually sine of x close quantity squared. Okay? So ito yung original meaning. So this is the original meaning of sine squared, no? It is sine x times sine x. So it is sine x close quantity squared, cosine x dx. Now, why do we have to rewrite this way? So that we can clearly see the differential of the terms inside the parentheses, no? Kasi dito you cannot see the parentheses. Di ba? But here, okay, this is sine x is specifically inside the parentheses. Okay? So, we need to solve for the differential of the term inside. So, the term inside the parentheses is sine x. So, what is the differential of sine?
Negative cosine.
Ah? Negative?
Cosine.
Positive, no? Okay, so that's why I want to um, emphasize this. No, maraming the integral of sine x is negative cosine x plus c. Integral of cosine x dx is sine x plus c, no? So sine x, okay, integral nun na ano kayo na, what do you call that? Na confused, no? Okay, we are integrating here. Dito sa formula na to, we are integrating sine, di ba? Dun sa given na problem, we are differentiating. We are getting the differential, no? Dito baga, sabi ko, ang question ko dito, loob ng parenthesis is sine x, di ba? So I'm asking if what is the differential of sine? Differential of sine.
Cosine.
Ah?
Cosine.
Yes,
Cosine po.
cosine x dx, right? So that is an exact differential, di ba? Yung katabi kanina is already an exact. Okay, so all we need to do is simply add 1 to the original exponent. Okay? So ito yung sinasabi ko na the differential of sine x is cosine x dx exact. So we need not introduce any constant. Okay? So once you found out that it is already exact, all you need to do is simply add 1 to the original. Okay? So the integral of sine, we know that the integral of sine is what?
Cosine x dx.
Negative cosine.
Okay, so the integral of, okay, the differential of sine is cosine x. Okay? So cosine x dx is an exact differential. So therefore, what should be the final answer? Hmm? So remember, ito yung formula. Okay? It should be negative cosine x plus c. Okay? Now question, bakit ganun yung answer? Hmm? Bakit negative 1/3 sine x cubed plus c?
Power formula.
Yes, power formula yung in-apply. Okay? But why is it sine x? Samantalang ang formula dito is negative cosine x plus c. Okay? So what's the difference if you apply this formula and this one? Okay, try to analyze first. Pwede ba siyang maging negative 1/3 cosine x raised to the third plus c? Kasi yung formula baga is the integral of sine x dx is negative cosine x plus c. So why?
Yung substitution po, sir.
Kung i-substitute mo, anong lalabas? Anong magiging substitution nyo?
Ano po, magiging integral of u squared du.
Let u equal sine x po, sir.
Okay, let u be equal to sine x and then
Then du equals to cosine x dx po.
so if you let u be equal to sine x, then du, so taking the differential of both sides, maging du is equal to what? What's the differential of sine?
Cosine x
Cosine
po
x
dx.
dx.
Yes, positive cosine x dx. Okay? So you now substitute.
Makakancel po yung cosine dx, sir. Nakatabi po ng sine x sa given.
Okay, so kung magsa-substitute kayo, that will be u squared du.
du.
Di ba? So integrate now u squared du. So that is simply u cube over 3. Okay, or 1/3 u cube plus c. But u is sine x. Diba? So that is 1/3 sine x closed quantity cube plus c. So therefore, the final answer is 1/3, okay, sine cube x plus c. Ito, no? So in writing the final answer, wag na kayong gumamit ng parenthesis, no? Ipasok nyo yung 3 after ng sine. Ganito, no? Sine cube x plus c. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So, power formula is used. Okay? This is already an exact differential. Okay? So, kapag exact differential, you simply add 1 to the original exponent. No? So, that is sine cube x all over 3 plus c. Okay, so take a look at number 16. The integral of cosine square root of x over square root of x dx. Okay, let u be equal to square root of x, and that is x to the 1/2. Take the differential of both sides. Differential of u is du. Okay? Okay, lakihan ko para makita nyo. Ha? Okay, there, no? So you take the differential of this, that is du. Differential of x to the 1/2 is 1/2 x to the negative 1/2 dx. Okay? Now, etong x to the negative 1/2 dx, ito na yon. Ito, no? Ito. Okay? Itong dx over square root of x is already this one. Okay? So, nawawala yung 1/2. Introduce nyo na lang yung 1/2 dito and then multiplied by 2 dito sa behind the integral, no? Kasi mag-introduce tayo ng 1/2. Yun yung nawawala dito. Okay? So, introduce 1/2, introduce also 2 kasi reciprocal ng 1/2 is 2, no? So, we have this one, 2 times the integral of cosine of u du. Okay. This is du is an exact differential of u, no? So that is the integral of cosine is sine. Di ba? Based dito sa formula natin. Okay. Ito. Did you see this? The integral of cos is positive sign. Okay. So we have this one. Okay. So the integral of cosine is sine. So therefore, 2 times sine u plus c. But we have to substitute in place of u kasi hiniram lang natin sa u. So we need square root of x or pwede rin x to the 1/2 dito, no? So this is now equal to 2 sine square root of x plus c. Or 2 sine x to the 1/2 plus c. Okay, this one, integral of x secant squared times 4x squared minus 5 dx. Okay, this one, if you combine x with dx, x dx, and then you take a look at the differential of the terms inside. So, ang differential nito is 8x dx. So, meron na tayong x dx. So, nawawala yung 8. Lagyan natin ng 8. Then, introduce 1/8 here. Okay? Now, exact differential na siya. So, the integral of secant squared is simply tangent. Diba? So, the final answer is 1/8 tangent u plus c. So, bring back the expression for u. So, that is 1/8 tangent of 4x squared minus 5 plus c. Okay? Any questions so far? Nakuha ba to? Pwede rin kayong gumamit ng U kung gusto nyo. Pero yung kanina kasi, in-inspect ko na lang. By inspection, tiningnan ko yung differential nito, 8x dx. Meron lang siyang x dx, nawawala yung 8, kaya nilagyan ko dito ng 8, mag-introduce din ako ng 1/8, exact na siya, so i-apply ko na yung formula for secant squared. And the formula for secant squared is tangent. Okay? So 1/8 tangent of 4x squared minus 5 plus c. Any questions? O try to analyze number 18 kung bakit naging ganun. Okay, pag mga radicals, you need to express into fractional exponents. Okay, you cannot integrate, as I've said earlier, no? In our earlier discussions, na we cannot integrate pag may radical unless we transform them into fractional exponents. Okay. Okay, number 18. So we represented the term inside the radical as u, no? So let u be equal to x plus 1, then take the differential of both sides. Du is equal to dx. Okay? So meron tayong dx, but what about the x squared? How are we going to express the x in terms of u? So going back to the representation dito, balik tayo dito. Solve for x, di ba? We need to solve for x kasi kailangan ma-express natin from the given, we need to express all the x's in terms of u. So from the representation, we solve for x, so definitely we are going to transpose yung 1 doon kay u. Okay? So therefore, meron na tayong x is equal to u minus 1. Okay? Kaya ito, nanggaling to dun sa representation. Okay? So expressing now the given in terms of u, magiging the integral of u minus 1 closed quantity squared times the square root of u du. Okay? Okay. Transform radical into fractional exponent. So that is u to the 1/2 du. Okay? And then expand. No? Expand this binomial. Square of the first term plus twice the product of the terms plus square of the last term. Okay, did you get the expansion and the substitution? So ito na yung expansion. And then itong u to the 1/2 is distributed to each of the terms. Okay, i-multiply ninyo ito dito. Isa-isa. Okay, so that is u to the 5/2 minus 2u to the 3/2 plus u to the 1/2 closed quantity du. Okay? Then, ito na yung pinaka-working equation natin. This one. Okay? So, distribute du to each of these terms and then integrate one at a time. Okay? So, the final answer is 2/7 u to the 7/2 minus, this is 2 times 2/7, minus 4/5 u to the 5/2 plus 2/3 u to the 3/2 plus c. Okay? So ito, okay, this one is finactor kasi yung common. Okay? So finactor, So naging 2 times u to the 3 halves times 1/7 u squared minus 2/5 u plus 1/3. Okay? Plus c. And then, binalik na yung u. So that is 2 times x plus 1 raised to the 3 halves times the quantity 1/7 times x plus 1 squared minus 2/5 times x plus 1 plus 1/3 plus c. Okay? Or any questions dito? Now, actually, kahit hindi nyo na i-factor, dito na lang, i-simplify nyo na lang to. Okay? You simplify this one, ito baga minus 4/5, di ba? Kasi 2 times 2 is 4. So this is 4/5 u to the 5 halves. So dito na lang, pwede na kayo dito mag-final answer na 2/7 times x plus 1 raised to the 7 halves minus 4/5 times the quantity x plus 1 raised to the 5 halves plus 2/3 times the quantity x plus 1 raised to the 3 halves plus c. Okay? So dito na lang, wag nyo lang i-factor kasi mas lalong nag-complicate kasi pag fina-factor. So you can disregard this, itong last two rows, disregard this, and then focus your answer to this, no? So ito na yung answer, but you need to simplify the middle term. Okay? Gawin itong 4/5 kasi 2 times 2/5 to eh, no? So pag isahin nyo to, magiging minus 4/5 u to the 5 halves. Tapos, i-substitute nyo na to. Yung u, instead of u, gawin yung x plus 1. Okay? So yun lang, and ito na yung pinaka-answer. Ito 4/5. Okay? 4/5 times x plus 1 raised to the 5 halves. Any questions? Sige, I'll give you time to analyze yung number 18. Huwag nyo na itong intindihin, itong dalawa. Dito na lang kayo mag-focus. Okay? Any questions so far? Any question? Sinong hindi nakasunod dito sa 18, number 18? So ang gagawin natin, pag ang solution natin is representation, di ba? Halimbawa, nag-let kayo ng u, let u. Ang ibig sabihin niyan, lahat ng given na in terms of x ay i-express ninyo in terms of u. Yung nirepresent nyo na siya. Kung ano yung nirepresent nyo, dapat yung given lahat in terms of u. Okay? So ganito siya dapat. Lahat na siya in terms of u, nawala na yung x. Kasi lahat ng x, kailangan yung i-express in terms of u. Okay? Now, since merong x squared dito, saan nyo kukunin yung x para maging u? Dito sa original na representation. Di ba may plus 1 siya dito? Hindi tanggalin nyo yung 1, ilipat nyo doon kay u. So magiging u minus 1 is equal to x. Eh nakasquare yung x, kaya i-square both sides, kaya magiging u minus 1 close quantity squared. Okay? And then kapag nakasquare lang siya, i-expand nyo na kasi i-square nyo lang naman. It's only a single step. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, number 24, it's very easy. What is the integral of cosine 3x dx? So, anong gagawin nyo rito?
Use substitution po, sir.
Yes, pwede rin kayo mag-substitution. Pero kung by inspection, pwede nyo yung gawin, huwag na kayong gumamit ng substitution. Di ba? Ito yung angle 3x. What is the differential of 3x?
3dx.
3dx.
Yes, 3dx. So what is missing?
3.
3 po.
Yes, 3. So introduce nyo yung 3, introduce nyo yung 1/3. Exact na siya. So apply the formula. What is the integral of cosine? Nandito ba ngayon? What is the
Sine po.
integral? Ah?
Sine.
Yes, positive sign. No? Ito siya. O, yan. Di ba? The integral of cosine is sine x. Provided dx is an exact differential ng angle x. Okay? So, binalance na baga natin, di ba? So, nag-introduce na tayo ng 3, nag-introduce tayo ng 1/3, apply the formula since integral of cos is positive. So, that is 1/3. Okay? So, that is 1/3 sine 3x. Kopyahin nyo pa rin yung angle na 3x plus c. What about this, number 25? Y is the answer, secant y. Okay, try to analyze that. Y is the answer, secant y.
Sakto sir, pag-abot mo.
Kulo-kulo na yan.
Nalagyan ko na mainit. Sabi matapang.
Okay? So go back, balikan niyo yung integration ng ito, no? Yung mga formula dito. Okay?
Sir, try ko po, sir.
So alin ang gagamitin niyo?
Trigonometric identities po, sir.
Ito yung mga formula. So what will you do here?
Expand, sir, yung squared y.
Okay. So di ba, I told you before, you familiarize the basics, no? The basics of differentiation of Trigo functions. Okay? Pag familiar kayo doon sa differential calculus, no? Yung derivatives ng Trigo functions, madali yung pag-adjust ninyo rito sa integration, no? Sa integral calculus, no? So, okay. As you can see, this is sine y dy all over cosine squared y. Okay? Now, the denominator is cosine squared y. So that means to say, this is cosine y times cosine y. Right? Now, sine y over cosine y is tangent y. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, kinuha na natin yung isang cosine. And kinumbay natin siya kay sine. So, meron tayong sine over cosine. Alam natin yan. That is tangent. Diba? So, we replace that by tangent y. May natitira pa tayong isang cosine y sa ilalim. Okay? So, this expression translates into the integral of tangent y times 1 over cosine y times dy. Tama? Tama
Yes,
ba?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, na-transform na natin into integral of tangent y times 1 over cosine y times dy. Right? But what is 1 over cosine? What is that?
Secant po.
Secant
Okay,
po.
secant.
Y.
Secant. So therefore, we now have the integral of tangent y secant y dy. Okay? At nandito siya. Itong formula. Itong nasa baba. Ito. Correct? So therefore, the integral of tangent y secant y dy is equal to what? Is now equal to secant of y plus c. Okay? Kaya siya naging secant y plus c. Okay? Kaya nga it's very important for you to go back to differentiation of trigonometric functions as well as familiarizing also some of the trigonometric, if not all, trigonometric identities. Kasi yun yung ginawa dito. Okay? Kaya siya naging secant y plus c. Because yung isang cosine, hiniwalay natin, sinama natin sin y over cosine y is tangent y. Eh may natirang 1 over cosine y sa baba. But 1 over cosine is simply secant, di ba? So meron na tayong integral of tangent y, secant y dy. That is exactly the formula. Okay? So we integrate that, so that is simply equal to secant y plus c. Okay? Okay, number 26. Okay, there was a hint here that you need to multiply the numerator by the denominator, 1 minus cosine x. What do you call this? Relative to 1 plus cosine x. This is what? What do you call this? Can anybody remember? So we are actually multiplying the denominator by its?
Conjugate.
Conjugate.
Yes, that's
Conjugate.
correct. Okay? The conjugate of the denominator, no? So that is 1 minus cosine x all over 1 minus cosine x. Okay? So hindi lang imo-multiply natin yung numerator, but also the denominator, no? So when we make use of a conjugate, it should be applied both, no? In the numerator and the denominator. Okay? So multiplying this one, so magkakaroon tayo dito ng 1 minus cosine x dx all over 1 minus cosine squared. Diba? 1 minus cosine squared. So, 1 minus cosine squared x. So, how are you going to integrate that? Yung 1 plus cosine all over 1 minus cosine x. Cosine squared x. Okay? So, try that. So, try to multiply. What number are we solving? Sana ba tayo?
26, sir.
This one. Huh? Okay. So what will you do? Di ba na-multiply na natin, di ba? So meron tayong 1 minus cosine x dx, di ba? All over, i-multiply nyo na. What's the product? Parang 1 plus x times 1 minus x yan. No? Parang ganun, di ba? So 1 minus what?
Ang product po, sir.
Yes,
1
what's the
minus
product?
cos x dx all over 1 minus cos squared x.
Yes, that's correct, no? So yung denominator, i-multiply natin, it is simply, the product is simply equal to 1 minus cosine squared x. Okay? Wala na siyang middle term. Kasi, they are both conjugate of each other, no? Pag minultiply nyo siya, wala siyang middle term. So ang gagawin nyo, pag conjugate, minumultiply nyo, i-square nyo lang yung first term. Okay? And then, i-multiply nyo lang yung second terms. Yun na yun. That's already the product. Wala siyang middle term kasi magka-cancel lang yun. Okay? So this translates into the integral of closed quantity 1 minus cosine x dx all over 1 minus cosine squared x. Okay? Oh, and then what is next?
Observe, sir, yung denominator, sir. By Pythagorean theorem po, sir. 1
Okay.
minus cosine squared x is equal to sine squared x.
Yes, that's correct, no? So try to recall the Trigo identity. Yung cosine squared plus sine squared equals 1. Di ba? So, meron tayong 1 minus cosine squared that is simply equal to sine squared. Di ba? So, i-replace natin yung denominator, yung product na. So, i-replace natin yung 1 minus cosine squared ng sine squared x. Okay? So, the given is now transformed into closed quantity 1 minus cosine x times dx all over sine squared x. Okay? And then, transform into two fractions. Okay? So, break it up into two fractions, no? So, magiging 1 over sine squared minus cosine x over sine squared x. Kuha nyo?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But what is 1 over sine squared?
Cosecant squared x.
X.
Yes, cosecant squared. At meron yung formula. No? So, nandito
Yes, sir.
yon. Ito
Negative
yon.
cotangent x.
Yes,
Plus.
negative cotangent x. Okay? Kaya, nagkaroon siya dito ng negative cotangent x. So, ito, paano ito naging cosecant?
Ano, sir? Eh di, yung sa natira po baga, sir. Minus cos x over sine squared
Sine
x.
squared. Oo. O, paano siya naging cosecant?
Cosine x, sir, over sine x equals cotangent x po, sir.
Ano yon?
Ano po,
Cosine?
sir? Ang ginawa ko, cosine x over sine x equal po siya, sir, sa cotangent x po.
Okay, that is equal to cotangent. And then, yung natitira,
May tira pa po, sir, na 1 over sine x po.
that is equal to
Cosecant x po, sir.
okay, yung 1 over sine is
Eh di,
also equal.
bali po, sir, ano po, yung natira po, cotangent x, cosecant x po, sir.
Yes, that's correct, no? So you can now apply. Ano yung pwede nyo i-apply?
T10 po, sir, yung cosecant u cotangent u du equals negative cosecant u plus c.
Okay. So that is negative times negative kaya naging
Positive.
positive. Okay? So yung natira na, di ba, minus cosine x over, okay? So that is cosecant over sine. Cosecant. Cosine over sine is cotangent. Okay? Tapos, what is next? Para maintindihan ng iba. Para maintindihan nyo, sabi ko baga, pwede nyong i-apply to. Okay? Okay? Itong integral ni cotangent x, cosecant x, is simply negative cosecant x. So, apply nyo tong formula na to, no? So, balikan natin, ha? So, meron baga tayong cosine x over sine squared. So sabi mo kanina, cosine over sine is cotangent, di ba? And then, yung 1 over sine na natira is cosecant, di ba? So that is minus the integral of cotangent x cosecant x dx. Okay? So that is actually equal to this. Ito, no? Negative cosecant x ang answer doon. But since may negative tayo originally, so negative of negative, so kaya naging positive siya dito. Naintindihan niyo ba o hindi? Kailangan ko bang isulat? Is there a need for me to show or not anymore?
Naintindihan naman po, sir.
Okay. Or about yung iba? Nakuha niyo ba?
Opo, sir.
Opo, sir.
Okay, sigurado ha? Mamaya, pagdating ng exam, hindi na po. What about this one? Number... Masyadong ano. Okay, number 27. This is tangent 2x plus secant 2x close quantity squared dx.
Expand po muna, sir.
Sige, expand.
Tapos pag in-expand po, sir, magiging integral of tangent squared 2x plus 2 tangent 2x secant 2x plus secant squared 2x opening close parenthesis dx. Tapos yung tangent squared 2x po, sir,
Okay, I will give assignments, pero hindi dito galing. No? Wala akong dalang... sige, mamaya, kasi nasa bahay yung Love and Rain bill ko. So, doon ako kukuha ng assignments regarding Trigo functions. Okay? And then study, pinadala ko to, itong PowerPoint presentation. I sent this to our Google Classroom sa A and B. Okay, i-download nyo na lang. Okay? Itong present ko contains 47 slides. Okay, hanggang dito to sa dulo. Meron tong integration ng hyperbolic. Okay. But, di pa sa hyperbolic, sabi ko, ito lang dalawa kukunin natin, no? Hyperbolic cosine at hyperbolic sine. Pero binigay ko pa rin yung ibang hyperbolic secant, hyperbolic cosecant, hyperbolic secant, hyperbolic secant times hyperbolic tangent and everything. No? Pero hanggang ano lang tayo, hyperbolic cosine. Kasi yun lang ang nasa, what do you call that? Nasa CHED memorandum, no? Na we should deal only with hyperbolic cosine and hyperbolic sine. Tapos, we're going to have this one, definite integral. Okay? Yung magko-compute tayo ng mga area. Okay? Area of the curve. Okay? Ayan. So, yung mayroong limits, ito na, yung may limits na tayo. The integral of f of x dx from a to b. Okay? So, a is the lower limit and b is the upper limit. Ayan, mag-i-integrate na tayo ng mayroong limits. Okay? Ito, ganito, no? Okay, as an example, ito, no? Ito, i-evaluate na natin. Wala na ditong plus c. So dito yung time na mawawala na yung constant of integration because we will now be dealing with definite integrals. Pag sinabing definite, we are going to arrive at a certain number, no? At a certain number or at a certain constant. So makikita nyo dyan, okay, wala na yung plus C. Okay? Definite yung mga answer natin. Usually this involves finding the areas, finding the volumes, and then evaluations. Okay? Okay, as an assignment, asan na ba tayo kanina? Slide number 14, 15. Ah, this one, no? Okay, as an assignment, try to solve this. Wag na yung 28, 29. Okay, try to solve this. If you can solve this without involving, kasi wala namang involved na inverse dito. So I'm sure pwede niyong ma-solve yan. Okay? And then aside from number 27, mag-a-assign ako mamaya. I will just upload mamaya dun sa Google Classroom ng A and B yung problem na isosolve nyo based on the Love and Trainville. Yung brown baga, yung brown na ginamit yung book, yung differential and integral calculus by Love and Trainville. Okay, doon ako kukuha ng assignment regarding trigonometry. Okay? And then, try to study the rest of the slides, no? Yung hindi natin natapos. Huwag nyo lang intindihin yung may mga inverse. Hindi ko pa kasi na-discuss yan, no? Pag may mga answer dito, buti nga may answer na, di ba? Pag may mga answer dito na may inverse, huwag muna yan, no? Kasi hindi pa natin na-discuss. Okay? And then include this. Sige, include nyo nga itong 58 up to 62, no? So number 27, tapos 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. Okay? Sa assignment. And then aside from that, bibigay pa ako ng sa Love and Rainville mamaya, no? So yung assignment...
Sir, pwede po, paulit po.
Okay, yung assignment, yung 27, yung pinapasolve ko kanina, yung hindi pa natin natatapos. Yung number 27, ito yan, ito, no? I-solve itong number 27 plus yung 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. Hanggang 62 lang, no? Wag na yung 63, 64, wag na kasi inverse Trigo yan. And then, may idadagdag ako yung sa Love and Rainville. Mamaya, sasabihin ko dun sa Google Classroom, na? Okay, and then continue reading. Ito, basahin nyo na itong integration ng hyperbolic. Itong dalawa lang, no? Hyperbolic cosine, hyperbolic sine. Okay? So kung gusto nyo, basahin nyo rin itong iba pang formula. Pero dun lang tayo, dito lang tayo sa hyperbolic cosine. So ito, exercise 9.5, kaya nyo pa bang gawin itong 9.5? Answeran nyo lang itong may hypersine tsaka hypercosine. Itong 1, 2, tsaka 8. 1, 2, 8. Kasi yun lang ang i-discuss natin. And the next meeting, we're going to have definite integral. Pero gusto kong mag-exam muna tayo. No? Yung lahat ng na-discuss natin. Okay? Nakuha niyo yung assignment, number 27, tapos 58, 59, 60, 61, 62.
Kailan po yan sa ipapasa? Kailan po ipapasa?
Okay, kailan natin ipapas? Kasi magbibigay, mamaya ko na lang sasabihin kasi titingnan ko pa kung ilan pa yung idadagdag kong problem.
Sige po.
Doon galing sa Love and Rainville.
Pati yung exam po,
Okay.
sir, to be announced na din po.
Ano yun?
Yung exam po, sir, to be announced.
Yes, i-announce ko na lang yung exam kung matutuloy tayo next week. But definitely kasi, midterm is scheduled kasi from March 18 to 20. But definitely hindi ko masusunod yon kasi may kailangan pa akong tapusin na i-discuss. So definitely maybe a week after the midterm, saka pa lang tayo mag-midterm. Okay? So any questions so far? Are you learning something? Huh? Or you are
Yes,
not learning at all?
Yes.
Okay, so always pay attention whenever we have discussions, no, para masundan nyo. Okay? Then if not, go back to our lecture, no? Kasi dinownload ko to kanina, go back to that, yung mga examples kung paano sinolve. So kung sanay kayo sa substitution, then use substitution, no? Gawin niyo yung substitution kung yun ang nadadalaan kayo. Pero kung mas madali rin sa inyo yung mag-inspect, kumbaga kung ano yung kulang, mag-i-introduce lang kayo doon para hindi na kayo mag-substitute, maganda rin yun, no? Mas mabilis yun, no? Pero yung substitution, okay din yun. Kasi mas sigurado yung substitution. Okay? You just have to be very careful when it comes to signs. Okay? Kasi pag trinanspose nyo, siyempre, nagre-reverse yung sign, di ba? So you have to be very careful on that. And then yung pagkuha ng differential. So, based doon sa discussion natin ngayon, yung pagkuha ng differential, marami pa rin ang nagkakamali. Okay? So sabi ko baga sa inyo, balikan yung derivative, no? Balikan nyo yung differential calculus. Para pagkuha nyo ng differential, kasi yung differential baga is only equal to the derivative, kunin nyo muna yung derivative, then multiplyan nyo ng dx or dy, depende kung ano yung ginamit na independent variable. Okay? So any questions so far before we leave the classroom? A and B na ba to? A and B?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about the others? You are only 41. Anong nangyari sa iba?
May na-disconnect po, sir, kasi bigla pong
may
nag-disconnect po, so around this
disconnect ba?
area.
Okay. So titingnan ko lang kung sino yung mga nandito, ha? Okay, please inform yung mga na-disconnect tsaka yung wala ngayon. Please inform them, especially the class president or class representative. Inform them yung mga activity, ha?
Aba, sir, noted po.
Okay, mamaya ako sasabihin yung kung ilan pa yung idadagdag ko sa Lab and Rainville and yung submission date, no? Mamaya ako sasabihin. Pag-uwi ko na lang kasi I'm still here in Buseng and I still have to go home to Ginubatan. So siguro baka gabi na ako maka-uwi. Okay? Kasi nandun yung book. I left the book. No? And I'm sorry this morning, yung Block A, I wasn't able to meet you because the entire faculty had a, what do you call that, an academic council meeting. That's a meeting among the faculty members from assistant professors and up with the president, the vice presidents, and all the key personnel of Bicol University. So required kasi kaming umattend. So that's why I wasn't able to meet you. So pinag-merge ko na lang kayo. Okay? So sometimes, i-merge ko kayo when one block kapag hindi ko na-meet yung isang block. Okay? So maraming ang wala dito, no? But anyway, i-inform nyo na lang sila, ha? Okay? Especially the officers of each block. Okay, this is all for now, class. So thank you for your participation.